Hi, hello, and welcome to Live with Word Coach Creative. This is Shelley-Ann Edwards-Barran, creative writing specialist here to help you complete your manuscript and get published in Trinidad and Tobago. Thank you so much for, tuning in to the live. If you are here on the live, thank you. If you're looking at the recording, thank you as well. Thank you for taking the time, checking out what I have to say. I guarantee it's going to be some fun, some good stuff, and lots of motivation to help you complete your manuscript. So, just for a little bit about myself and what I'm doing, so that for those of you who are joining for the first time, feel a little bit more at home. When I say that I'm a creative writing specialist, it means that I work with authors, writers at various ages and levels to help them write at their best. Now, this means working with the little ones, helping them understand the writing process, working with the not so little ones, helping them understand the writing process. But the idea is that I work with writers to help them understand what it is they really want to say and get the tools, like the skills and so on to help them say it. And now that I've been doing that for a couple of years, I realize that so many people would love to get published. But when they think about getting published in Trinidad and Tobago, they think, oh my goodness, it's not possible. It's going to be difficult and all these things. Well, it's not so easy, but it's not so difficult if you know what you're doing and you have the support. So that's why I'm here to lend a helping hand to, share with you some of the things that you need to keep in mind to complete your manuscript, and as well, a bit about navigating the publishing process. In addition to these lives, my colleague and I, Kieran Isaac, he's a poet, and I worked with him as an editor to help him, get his manuscript publication ready. And so we developed a really good relationship, and he is one who self published two books so far in Trinidad and Tobago. And so we're collaborating on bringing workshops and courses to help you navigate the process as well. So far we've done one course, how to self-publish in Trinidad and Tobago, which dealt with the fundamentals, and we have two upcoming courses, which would be focusing on social media and getting yourself out there as an author, as well as the third course in the series would be about marketing in a bit more detail, and that one would go toward dealing with interviews, how to, create that marketing plan as an author and not feel overwhelmed in the process. All right. So, if you're interested in doing the how to self-publish fundamentals, the introductory program, send us a message because we're packaging that as what we call a self study. So you'd have the videos, the worksheets, and the discussion to help support you. And we're creating a Facebook group, closed group for those who do our programs so that we can keep in contact and continue to guide you through the process. So all of that is happening. We're putting some things in place so that by the end of this year, if you have not published, you would at least be in process. So you would know what to do and how to get things done. Now, that's supposing your manuscript is complete. If your manuscript is not complete, then, well, we have some help for that too. We're doing co-writing sessions, in which case, if you're having trouble scheduling time and you need that accountability, we're here every Monday evening, 6 to 8 p.m., and Thursday morning, 9 to 11 a.m. I'll drop the link for the registration for that so that you'd get reminders and, encouragement to keep writing. If you're kind of stuck and you don't know what to do next and you need conversation about how to get unstuck, we offer author coaching. So I'll drop the link for that one. I think it's ready, where you can book a session. The first session is a, free consultation, so you can just share what it is you're working on, and maybe that would be enough. If it isn't, then we do have some paid author coaching sessions that we can discuss that, and you'd find out what works best for you. So we're really here to help you complete your manuscript, get published, because the world is waiting to hear and read what you're talking about. And I'm not just saying that because, okay, I'm into publishing and helping others. Um, Yesterday, and for those of you who aren't already familiar with the channel or the page, and by channel I mean YouTube channel, Word Coach Limited. We also have the Facebook page, Word Coach Creative. We do author interviews. And when I say we, I mean Kieran and I. We do author interviews, and I think so far we've done like, I think we're releasing like two every month. And yesterday we recorded two of the most amazing interviews. I can't wait for you guys to hear them. I think I don't know which one is going first, so you'll just have to look out for it next month. But one of the authors spoke directly to two of the things that we've been chatting about in terms of the lies that authors tell themselves. And so you absolutely need to stay tuned to the Word Coach Creative and the Word Coach Limited YouTube because we'll be posting on both. Um, but what he said that really, and of course, in the interview, I had to make a point of mentioning it because it was so profound. He said that when he decided that he wanted to have a career as a writer, he realized that he couldn't just, wait for the inspiration and those kinds of things. He had to be a little bit more disciplined. So he decided that he was going to write every day. Now, kudos to him. I don't know about the writing every day. I could do like three, four times a week. But yeah, it eventually gets to that. But he was disciplined enough to do that. And out of doing that and just, creating prompts and having different things that he could write every day, he was able to put together the manuscript that he eventually published. So it's possible and it works. And when I tell you that it's a myth that, that there's this thing called writer's block, that's what he mentioned. He said, he didn't believe in writer's block. If he's a writer, then he would write. So whether or not he was writing anything focused would depend on what prompt he was using at a particular time. But the idea was that writers write, and if you want to be a writer, then you would write. And there are things that you can put into place to help yourself complete and, keep writing. So that's what I wanted to share a little bit about today in terms of, writer's block. Now, when we say writer's block in the writing community and those who are working on manuscripts and they say, okay, I have writer's block, that is like an umbrella term that refers to quite a few different things. And sometimes we treat writer's block like some kind of disease that you have and you have to medicate yourself against or take medication to deal with. And, it might not respond to the medication and whatnot. Well, I don't believe in that. And the writer we spoke with yesterday, he didn't agree with it either. And he actually implemented strategies and he had a book at the end of it. So this is not something that, I'm just saying for myself because I'm a writer that that's what I do and therefore I get things done. It's all about implementing strategies. And so writing is a skill and you develop the skill of writing just like you would develop any other skill by practice, by working at it, by reading about it, by talking about it, by engaging with other people who are involved with it. So these are the ways that you can continue to build and develop your writing and get your manuscript done. So that is why we are on this mission at Word Coach Creative to really provide opportunities for you to, get things done. And when I say you, I mean new and emerging writers. Maybe you have a manuscript that you need to revise and get some editing done. Maybe you're just getting started. Maybe you're halfway through and you put it down and you haven't been able to pick it back up. All of you who are aiming on getting writing done and publishing your work, you are the group that we're talking to. If you're having any kind of challenges, then I mean, when it comes to it, it's just basically three things that you need to do. One, create a schedule. get disciplined about it, approach it like a skill, a project that needs to get accomplished, and you have to work at it. So that's the first thing. So stop thinking about, okay, I can only write when I'm inspired. I can't write right now because, the ideas aren't coming. There's a funny thing about ideas. Ideas like other ideas, and when ideas start to flow, they continue flowing. And so, in order to really deal with that, what you do is get a prompt, get started, and just write. Even if you write two sentences, it will start the ball rolling. And so the number one thing is to approach writing with strategy and with determination, with commitment. So you have to decide, I am going to write, and writing is something that I'm going to do, and etc. etc. So you make a plan. And then, the second thing, so after you make the plan, you decide strategies and so on, join a community. So even if you're not too clear on what the plan could be, should be, what would work best for you, join a community of writers. And in one of the interviews that we did yesterday, we spoke to an author who is in a writing community, and she explained how helpful that writing community was, and continues to be, because she is still in the community. So, and even Kieran was familiar with the community she spoke about. He's in that community as well. And so joining one community is a good start, but you don't have to stick with one. You can join two, three, as many as you have the capacity for, because the more people around you who are writing, it's the more encouraging it would be and it would feel. And then you would have the accountability, and then you would have the support, and then you would have all the tools at your disposal because you'd have people encouraging you. So the number one thing is make the commitment. The number two thing is to join a community. And if you're looking for a community and you're not sure about what to do, where to go, check in with us. We are creating a community where writers can ask questions, share ideas, and so on. It's building. We have a couple people involved, and certainly we're here. So if it's just you and us, then power to us, right? But really do make a commitment to the writing to get it done. What you have to say is important, otherwise, it wouldn't be in your soul to get out. So make the commitment, join a community. I'll put a link to the community that we have. Complete your book with Word Coach, then, or is it Word Creative? But I'll put the link in the comments so that you could join the community, ask your questions. We're here to support and encourage you along your journey of writing and completing manuscripts. Notice I said plural because we don't just stop at one, and then you're getting published. So we're here to support you with that. So join the community, let us know what you need, and we are here to provide as much of it as possible. So let's recap. Number one, make the commitment, make the decision. Number two, join a community. And number three is a little bit more personal, because number three is about being, well, I guess it's a combination of things. It's about being flexible, it's about being compassionate with self, it's about being um, open to conversation and discussion. So when you make the commitment and you join the community, you have to be willing to listen. And when I say listen, I mean hear what other people have to say. You need to be able to share your own ideas and then listen for the feedback. Because remember, writing is a process. It's not that, okay, you create it and it's out there, and then, you know, it's cast in stone. Nobody gets to touch it or make any changes. We're not writing for ourselves, we're writing for other people, and keeping that in mind is important. So we do need to be able to have that willingness for discussion, correction, change. So that one is a little bit personal. I guess I could put it under being flexible. But it's not just about being flexible and open-minded. It's also about being compassionate to self and recognizing that, hey, what do I really want out of this? I want the best work possible to meet my readers because I have a purpose for sharing, and therefore, the higher the quality of what I produce is, the better it will be able to fulfill that purpose. So that's what we're aiming for. All right. So that's the thing. I mean, I was really blown away with the interviews that we had yesterday. I mean, I thought the first three were absolutely amazing. Or it's first four, one, two, three, four. Yeah, I thought the first four were absolutely amazing. They were so rich with information and content, and these two just continue the process. And I'm really excited. I learned a lot yesterday, not just about connections and people, but I also learned in terms of, it's like reinforcing some of the things that I say, because I know personally what I'm sharing with you is how I feel and what I go through as a writer, and I'm working on different things. But when, again, with the community, when you interact with other authors and you're able to have that conversation, in very what we call authentic terms, you can share freely, they share freely, and you really get that understanding of, hey, it's not just me, other people go through it too. And the strategies that I'm implementing that I may not be seeing too much results from right now, they've implemented it and the results are there. So, you can really be encouraged that, creating a schedule, working on it. Things don't work out today, you come back again tomorrow, being committed, joining that community and having that compassion, and being deliberate about actions and flexible and all those things. It really really helps and works toward being published. So this is really the essence of what I wanted to share with you today. And just to really let you know that, hey, we have a couple more interviews coming out. We've done, those are the two for July, and we're working on the others. So we're doing two every month. So, 1 week on, 1 week off kind of thing. And all of these interviews are aimed at understanding how published authors, published writers go through their processes, what worked for them, and what inspired them, so that you can be motivated and inspired and find the tools and the skills and the strategies that you can implement in order to complete your manuscript and get published. So I take what I'm telling you, like the page, like the YouTube channel, put on notifications so that you can get that, little pop-up that says we posted a video, because you really do not want to miss the next two interviews that are coming up. And at one of the interviews, I said, I was really looking forward to it. And the point is, I really was looking forward to it. But then I thought, you know what? I say that about all of them. But that's the truth, because I really do enjoy chatting with writers, chatting with other authors, so that, because that community is very encouraging, and it helps me keep doing what I'm doing. So take what I'm telling you, join a community. There are writing communities out there. We're building one right now at Wood Coach Creative. So feel free to reach out to us. We have a Facebook page. It's not as vibrant as it should be. I mean, we created the page, some, I think 2021, we're in 23, and things happened, so we sort of, fell off the way a little bit, but we're getting back on stream, and we're going to be able to, get things a little bit more active and vibrant. Certainly, as you can see, we have the co-writing, we have the author support, we have these lives that you could, really get access to information. So, all right. The lie that we're tackling and we tackled today was that, about writer's block. And as I said, I'm doing this blog with the series about, the writer's block and different things and all the other lies. There are 12 of them that I narrowed down to the lies that I told myself when I was stuck and not able to keep on writing. And at the end of each blog article, I give a few strategies of what I did and what can be done to come out of the belief that the lie created, countering the belief and implementing the strategies that could be, could really get you moving forward. So I'll put a link to the most recent one. I don't know if it's the one on Writer's Block, but I'll put a link to the ones that up. If the Writer's Block um article is already there, I'll put the link to that. Right. But certainly once you get that link, you can get to the blog and you'd be able to. I don't know if we have the subscription to the blog up and running yet. Because remember, like I said, I'm, updating my website since I work with three different groups of writers, the younger students, I call Word Coach Youth, the authors, writers, adults, publishing people. I said adults, but I mean, if you have a younger person who wants to get published, I can work with them as well. So that would be under Word Coach Creative if you're going to be publishing. Youth is for more academic writing, but for the younger ones, so like primary school and up to like Form 3 with the secondary school. 4 and 5 and A levels with secondary school would fall into the category of more academic type writing, which would also include the undergraduate and master's students. So these, I have like three distinct groups that I work with. So I'm updating the website a little bit slowly, but it's getting done to accommodate these three groups and hopefully we would have the academy up and running soon where you could go and access the courses and so on that we're creating. And of course there's the blog and we would have materials available for you to purchase and so on, like worksheets and um guides and different things, textbooks, and so on. So we're really pushing to build that resource center for writers and to do all things writing in those three groups so that when you're stuck at any point, you know where you can reach out to get some advice, to get some materials, resources, and even for educators who are teaching writing, especially if you're teaching writing at the primary school level, which is where my focus is right now. Um, I'd be doing some workshops, which I'd be sharing later on today. I'd be doing some workshops on teaching writing with multisensory learning. And this is particularly geared for teachers who have to deal with students who have diverse learning needs. And so we use multisensory learning and we make the creative writing integrated into other subject lessons so that the writing can be meaningful, engaging, fun, and impactful so that at the end of the day the child is learning how to write effectively. And so there are various amounts of challenges, various issues that you might face if you're working with a child who is diagnosed or you have the exhibiting behaviors associated with a certain diagnosis but they have not been officially diagnosed yet. Then these are some strategies that you can implement in your classroom to make your classroom a little bit more inclusive, and it would reduce the distress for both you as the instructor and the student. So, you can look out for those. Like I said, sometime today, tomorrow, I'm still getting the registration forms sorted on the website. But yeah, message me if you can't wait until that comes up. Message me at any time if you need anything. Shelley-Ann Edwards-Barran on Facebook. You can message at Word Coach Creative or Word Coach Youth. You can even WhatsApp me 7174993. Now, because I do lots of lives and I'm in classes a lot, WhatsApp first because chances I won't be able to answer the call right away when you make the call. So WhatsApp first, and we could schedule a time that we can really have that conversation. And if you want to make sure you get the time, then you could definitely book an author consult, and you'd have 30 minutes of me all to yourself. You can ask me anything. All right. So, thank you so much. I think that is about it for today. Yeah, I have my Word Coach Youth Journey to SCA 2024 live coming up later. Yeah, I kind of schedule the lives on the same day so that, when I put on my shirt, I don't have to, because remember, it's all about strategy, right? Maximizing the time that you have to get what you need to get done. That's the name of the game. Scheduling is my friend. I have my planner, and I'll talk to you more about this when I get it, up and running a little bit better. But yeah, you see, scheduling, allocating time, we talk about procrastination and so many different things, but those are topics for another time when it comes to writing and so on. But we're going to get to them. So stay tuned. Keep checking in. I'm here every Tuesday, 9:30-ish in the morning. But of course, you can get the recording anytime. All right. The recording will be on Wood Coach Creative and on the YouTube channel, Wood Coach Limited. So thank you for your time, and I hope what I shared today was useful to you. And please feel free to reach out. Remember to like, subscribe, check that notification on YouTube so you'd get when the authors are those interviews are coming out. Yeah, take what I'm telling you. You don't want to miss that. Okay. So have a wonderful rest of today, everyone, and check in again next week for Live with Wood Coach Creative. This is me, Shelley-Ann Edwards-Barran, signing out. All right. Take care. Bye bye.